Namaskar. I had hinted yesterday in my conversation with Mayank Chaubey that more countries are going to be added in the restrictions to fly into United States, and now we have it. 20 more countries added. I have a small infographic because there are some categories in which we can split these 20 countries, and I'm going to be going over that. And well, you're all waiting to know if a certain country is added in this. I'm going to let you know if it is or not. Just one small request. Please like this video, and if you have not subscribed to our channel, do subscribe to our channel. Here we go. Trump has expanded the travel restrictions to 20 additional jurisdictions, citing security concerns. If you're wondering why now, well, you're seeing so many different things happening. After that shooting incident in Washington, D.C., what we are also seeing is a student has suspected to have shot 2 students in Brown University campus, Providence, Rhode Island, and 2 are dead, and I think a couple more are injured. We don't know if they are going to make it or not, but the person who was shot is believed to be also a student and is at large. And I talked about this in my channel 2 monologue about a couple of hours ago. If you have access to my channel 2, you can go up there and take a look at it. I've given you all the details. Things are getting really ugly because one MIT professor, he was actually a director of an institute there, he was shot dead at his home. And he was Jewish, he was from Portugal, and he had pro-Israel views. So something is going on, and that's making the Trump government a little bit nervous. And I think that's what they've decided. Okay, we're going to clamp down. Remember that any student applying for study visa to United States, their 5-year past social media history is also being reviewed. Many H1s are stranded in India. I don't know what's going to happen. I feel bad that they are stranded like that. Hopefully, their employers will find a way to work with them working from home from there. So these are all some of the things that is happening. This list expansion was announced just today, and it doubles the number of jurisdictions affected by US entry limit. It was 12. Some people are saying 19, but I think it was 12 and in addition 20. So now it's 32. So what is the reason, and what are the countries that are making it? The reason, like I said, it's 3 or 4 buckets. The first one is full restrictions due to deficiencies in screening, vetting, and information sharing, with a stated aim to protect US national security and public safety interests. Under this category, you have Burkina Faso, you have Mali, you have Niger. These are all African countries, if I remember correctly. South Sudan, same exact verbiage. Syria. Then you have Palestinian Authority. The Palestinian Authority, like for example, West Bank, can issue some documents, travel documents, and those are also now fully stopped. Angola is an African country. I don't know why they also got lumped, but look at the difference in wording here. Here up to Palestinian Authority, it is all full restrictions for individuals. From Angola onwards, it changes a little bit. It's partial restrictions due to concerns regarding widespread corruption, fraudulent or unreliable civil documents and criminal records, high rates of visa overstays, or refusal to take back deported citizens. That's a very important one, viewers. Refusal to take back deported citizens. Remember Venezuela, the whole problem started there, that Venezuela refused to take back their citizens, and there are millions who are illegal and who are living in the United States. And I'm going to give you a status on how so many millions were helped along to come to United States and settled in almost all the states of United States, including Alaska. I mean, this is just mind-boggling what has happened in the 4 years of Biden administration. One of the worst in terms of, making sure that they can change the demographic for good. I'm sure they got notes from Congress party in India. That's exactly what Congress has also done. So you have Angola, which I think the main reason is perhaps high rates of visa overstays and refusal to take back deported citizens. Same is the case with Antigua and Barbuda, this is a Caribbean island. Benin, I think this is also a Caribbean island. Ivory Coast, this is off of Africa. Dominica, this is also in the Atlantic. Gabon, I think this is Africa. It doesn't matter, viewers. Gambia, then Malawi, Mauritania, Nigeria, Senegal, Tanzania, Tonga, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. These two are very surprising, Zambia and Zimbabwe. I mean, why are they doing this? I don't know. So these are all the different countries that have now got the new restrictions, and we have about 5 different references. I'll try and add these things when I get a chance. And this is what we have so far. Let's get back to the full screen. And as to what will happen in the days and weeks moving forward is anybody's guess. Why is the US clamping down? Well, for once, we have one illegal too many. Second problem is the illegals have to be fed, they have to be taken care of, they have, if they fall sick, they have to be attended to. So the overhead, the bill is just going through the roof. California alone is dealing with $45 billion deficit. There is no money for that. And they are really scrambling. And in California alone, the amount of money that is being spent on illegals, including their Medicaid cost, which is supposed to be free, any normal US taxpayer doesn't have that privilege. And that's between $8 billion to $32 billion. I mean, if they can cut that in half to 16 billion, maybe they have a chance of, filling up the entire deficit that they have. But you see the problem. I think about 32 of the 50 states are running deficits now. 32 of the 50 United States are running deficits. And they don't have a way to print the money. They'll have to balance the budget, which means it's going to come at the cost of services. Would that mean that the police won't pick up the phone if you have a robbery in your house? That's the kind of question that people are asking themselves. So United States is really in a bit of a pickle. And I think all these things also are costing money to the taxpayer. But at the same time, there is some attempt to try and restore order. And I think that's what I like about it. And that's all I have. There are a couple of questions from you. Let me see how this thing goes. Varga says, all terrorist country citizens are welcomed except all those who suffered from terrorism will be banned. Well, not so bad, Varga. These are all, again, like I said, if you don't accept to take back your illegals, I think US is flagging those countries also. Because then what happens is, if you're caught anywhere, they'll be sent to El Salvador. I think the US has entered into an agreement with 4 African countries. What happens if you catch an illegal, you want to deport that person, and the country from where this person comes refuses to take him back? Because accepting to take him back also means they have to pay for the amount of costs incurred. So there are 4 countries that US has negotiated with, and these people will be sent to those 4 countries. Of course, US will have to pay some money to keep them there. But this is like a program where they might taper off over time. So illegals are not going to have it easy. Rwanda is one country, very, very poor. And they have said, okay, we would like to take them because we're going to get some money out of this. So not an easy situation. Next question, Aprameya wants to know, why is the US law and order deteriorated recently in some major cities? Aprameya, this is not like a step process. It's been going down for a long time. I'll give you an example. 1991, I think. We were working in a company. Our company premises was not on the ground floor, but on the first floor. And it had a nice view of the valley, of the mountains and everything. And most of us, used to leave work at the night with shades open because, you want to get inspired while programming. You could look out the window, you could see, snow-capped mountains, greenery and so on and so forth. So our big monitors, we had these sun systems, huge monitors, I think 24-inch or something like that. Big monitors, I can tell you. From the street, you can see these computers. Okay, so what happened over one weekend? We got robbed, completely trashed, all the systems taken. And then when we called the police just came and gave a list and said, give us a list of what you are missing. He signed on that and he said, hope you have insurance. Nothing happened. I'm talking about this in 1991. So police, even at that time, was not really looking to solve these crimes. All they were looking for is whether it was like accidents they were covering and other things like murder and criminal gangs activity and so on and so forth. So this has been deteriorating for a long time. I have another case where I don't even want to say it. It was a dance studio with young kids, girls mostly, and there was a homeless guy who was sitting right in front of the door and he was passing urine. And when we tried to, make him move, he did the other thing also. We had to actually hose down the place and have police come and take him away. But it was like mess, guys, mess. These are all things happening in California. Can you believe it? So things are really nasty at this point of time. I only hope the situation improves, and for that, people's lives have to improve. I've been wanting to do this. I'm still doing research on this. Every state now has open spaces where people have just driven in with their RVs, with their cars, and they are just living in the outdoors because they have lost their homes or they can no longer pay their insurance, things of that nature. These are citizens who were born in the United States. Perhaps for generations they have been living in this country. They just have run out of resources. Even this is happening. Terrible situation. So I hope I answered your question. Next observation. Sagar Jackie wants to know, PRG has commented on his Bharat Vichar channel yesterday on the age of disclosure documentary on Fox News and Marco Rubio's statement that we are not alone. Any further updates? I'm looking for that. I will give you that update once I get it. Thanks for reminding me. Let's see. Abraham wants to know which specific countries were added to the UL travel restrictions list and what criteria were used for their selection. I just went over it. I covered all the countries. You saw that, right? Maybe you asked this question before that. G86633. Just like PGurus Christian series with Kalavi Venkat, can you do it with 𝗤𝗏𝗏 for Islamic ideology? Well, actually, Kalavi Venkat and I did one on Islamic series already. It just goes back a little bit. But yeah, we are going to do something like that. There is something called, there is something being planned. So stay tuned. You will get to know that. And I think that brings us to a close of today's program. This is a very short roundup and a quick update to all of you. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.